Hello everybody, welcome to My Own Wellness, and today we're going to talk about the pendulum. The pendulum is what I always keep my one in a box, and I treasure it like it's one of the most treasurable things I have in my spirit world. This is what it is. So basically it's a crystal and mine is an obsidian. So if you can have a look at it, it's an obsidian. It's my favorite. I've been using it for many years. It's actually even got a chip on it, but it still works, and I think I'm going to find it very hard to have apart from my crystal. You'll know that the pendulum doesn't work when it's finished is when it doesn't work no more. Then it's time to put it back into the earth. You can either put it back in the earth by digging a hole and putting it back in, or you can put it back into the ocean. I normally put them back into the ocean because I know they're never going to be dug up ever. Okay, so this is the pendulum. So, a couple of words of advice before I continue. The pendulum's not a game, and it's a very serious object that I have. You don't use it for certain things. Like, for instance, you wouldn't pick this and try to use it to find out your lotto numbers. It might work, might not work, but if it was to work and you were to win money, I'm sure there'd be a karmic percussions. So I probably wouldn't use this for that sort of reason. It's not meant for that. It's also not meant for party tricks. It's not a party trick. Okay? So other things that I use it for is when I'm doing my Reiki healing, I actually find out whether the patient's grounded, whether their chakras are open or closed. Also find out decisions like if there's certain things that I need to know is, do I need to know where the answers are coming from? Are they coming from spirit? Are they coming from my guide? Are they coming from the divine, which I'm not meant to know, but they just do come through, and it doesn't really matter where these answers are coming from. The other thing is where you can get answers is like, if somebody's put a spell on you, or if you're having bad dreams, is there a reason why you're having the bad dreams? Is that there's bad spirit that you've brought and other entities that you've brought into the house? Even for bringing in bad spirit, you can always bring in good spirit. Like either by visiting hospitals, cemeteries, negative people, parties, all that sort of stuff. Even large environments, shopping centres, they can just really latch onto you, and you can bring them home, and they can just find their home in your property, and that can just bring a very negative effect. So I'm just trying to think whether there's anything else I want to basically talk about before I actually start. No, let's get straight into it. Okay, so before you start, you always need to give acknowledgement. So this is what I basically do, is I hold it in my hand and I just go, bring it very close to my heart, and I just go, I, Delis Conditsis, the owner of this pendulum, declare that only those of the white light can respond to my questions. And I promise that I'm going to use this pendulum only for good. If it's too hard to do that, you can basically just say, I call in the divine to give me the answers that I'm asking for. And I always ask at the end where these answers are coming from. Are they coming from the divine? Are they coming from another source? Are they coming from evil spirit? So what you do is you actually hold the top, and I actually hold it like that. Hopefully you can see it all. Yep. And then I will actually just find out where my yes is. I know where my yes and my no is on this, but as a first timer, when you go and pick a pendulum, the pendulum will actually find you rather than you finding the pendulum. So if you see a whole series of pendulums, you'll go, that's the one. That is mine. Now I'll tell you a little quick story what happened with mine. I've had this for many, many years. And I also bought another one so I can actually use this one for myself and use another one just on my patients. So I actually bought a quartz crystal. It was beautiful. It was really big and it was beautiful. So what happened was I actually went to use it and I just went to show somebody and the whole bottom of the chain actually just snapped off. Brand new. I just brought it home. Fell on the ground and shattered. So I went around, picked up all the pieces, put it all together, and then I went up to the coast up where my parents live and I actually threw it into the ocean. That just was not meant for me. So, or what could have happened was that bad spirit could have been around, and that actually was released inside the house with that crystal. So I took it and I threw it into the ocean, and no one can ever access it. So what you do is you hold the crystal, and I will say, show me yes, and yes will be clockwise. Now I'm actually going to ask for the answer. Show me no. Show me no. And it's anti-clockwise, and you can see that it's getting bigger and bigger. Okay, I'm going to ask it some questions. Am I a boy? Am I male? Am I a male? Am I a female? Am I a female? I'm not a female. Questions that you can ask sometimes is things like, when I'm feeling down or for some reason, I'll actually ask, is there spirit present? Is there spirit in the house? So let's just find out, is there spirit in my practice now? I just want to see that you can see the whole thing. Is there spirit in here? Is there spirit in here? So there's no spirit. I love this. This has been one of my favorite tools. So, and I always ask at the end of my questions, are these answers coming from the divine? Are these answers coming from the divine? Are these answers coming from the divine? So it is. So once again, always look after your most treasured spiritual tool. I always keep it in there, and I never show it off. I just use it as my tool. So just lastly, I just want to make it very clear that this is really no party trick. Karma does exist. Karma will come and get you if you abuse it. For instance, if you want to pick up the lotto numbers and you want to get, you want to win your fortune, and you win your fortune, and touch wood, you win the money, you buy a sports car, you end up having an accident, and something horrible happens. That's how karma works. So, you don't do that. Or it actually creates you wealth, which you never had, and it creates wealth. But what it does is actually pulls you away from friends that meant so much to you, and family, and create family problems. So this is not a game. This is not a toy to be played with. You do not play with the divine. You respect the divine. You do not try to work out what the divine is, who the divine is, but you love it. So thank you for now, and I hope you enjoy your journey in your pendulum. And remember, you will not find the pendulum will find you. Thank you.